came on the air at 12. Live pictures of Katahdin, lots of cloud cover. Now live pictures Bar Harbor, very different scene.
But still looking
Sun's
good.
still out, yeah.
The clouds are on the way there, but starting to fill in for the season. You know, it's funny looking at these cameras at different times of the year.
To see how much it changes.
Yeah,
it's looking more like summer.
Start thinking about it. I think the tourists is starting to roll in here.
Absolutely, the
Memorial
roads are a little busier.
A little bit before then. And overall, we're going to give them an uncharacteristically nice stretch of weather, which is good. And you can see Bar Harbor, they're clear there on the satellite. Kind of one of the smaller slivers left now, where there's some sun, down in southern coastal Maine too. But the vast majority of the state has clouded up as we wait for this front to come through. A couple of showers out ahead of it. We call that prefrontal stuff, really light, but on the way to Bangor here, and it's falling apart down across southern Maine. So the actual front is back here. As I noted before, there's likely rain all the way into the St. Johnsbury, Northeast Kingdom area of Vermont, but that's a radar hole. It's well known, so it's probably just not picking up on that, but we'll see it once it emerges on the west side here. So this front will just slowly move towards the coastline. Notice a couple of heavier echoes indicated by this model, so that could be a thunderstorm. There is a slight risk by the Storm Prediction Center of a severe storm today. I think it's just that. I think it's a very slight risk. I think mostly we're just looking for a quick downpour as the front comes through. 7, 8, 9 o'clock tonight into the mid-coast, and about midnight or so into down East Maine. And by tomorrow morning, most of this rain has moved into Canada. The exception will be Aroostook County, staying cloudy and showery there, but most of us will go back to a mixture of sun and clouds. Temperatures will be a little bit cooler though. Upper 50s to around 60 should do it through tomorrow afternoon for the vast majority of the state, and there will be a few more clouds compared to what we saw on Monday and Tuesday, but we kind of go back to generally fair weather. And then we talked about Friday, where I think that likely we're going to see a decent amount of cloud cover around on Friday as that upper level low continues to rotate on through, and then we're able to roll into the weekend on a really positive note. So high pressure was in control, front comes through, we're a bit cooler tomorrow, and that low just kind of wobbles around on Friday. That's what gives us that additional cloud cover Friday afternoon. But then we get back into this ridge of high pressure for the weekend, and it starts rotating from a neutral position to a position where we're on the west side, which is a warm wind direction for us. And I think at this point, the only thing to really talk about for the weekend forecast isn't about whether or not it's going to be nice. It is going to be nice. It's about where is there a sea breeze and how far does that get inland on Sunday. That's really the only question mark that I have, because high pressure is keeping this storm to our south. Typically, with a neutral position like this on Sunday, some sea breeze will kick in, so it's just going to be a matter of figuring out the severity, so to speak, of that. But if that's your biggest problem for Memorial Day weekend, you've done pretty well. We've got is a taste of summer on Sunday, some low 80s. Again, will the coast get to 80? I don't know. If they do, it'll probably be before 1 in the afternoon, and then we get a sea breeze. And there's some question mark on the temperatures on Monday, but worst case, we're in the 70s. Best case, we're in the 80s. Again, all good stuff. I continue to think that Friday's not going to be all that sunny, but I'll change it later. Nice on Saturday, looks good on Sunday. And again, it's a matter of sea breeze or not sea breeze here. I think Sunday's 80s away from the coast. I think that's a fair upper 70s along the coast, and then we sea breeze in the afternoon. So if you're thinking about the beach or something, I would suggest you do that the first half of the day, if possible.
Still, if we can get 3 days without rain for the holiday weekend.
And also, like, if you don't mind it being 72 at the beach, then fine.
Enjoy
but I'm
it.
just thinking if you want it the warmest.
May not be the July beach day with
Yeah.
it. All right, Keith, thanks.